What's going on, y'all? It's Big Facts again, coming at you with another video. So, presidential nominee Joe Biden, former vice president of the United States, he is now targeting ads towards black men to try to get voters, black male voters, onto his side. You know, recent polls have recently came out showing that black men and Hispanics actually have now been tilting on to the side of Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump has seen an uptick in black male voters as well as Hispanics. And what people have to realize, one of the major issues here in the United States when it comes to like voting, the swing issues or the swing voters necessarily are going to be the Hispanics, people that are concerned with national security and unions. So with that said, the Democratic Party has always had some sort of major hold on black people, and we all know for historical reasons, but there has been a splinter in recent years of black men actually testing to try to see what the other side has to offer. You know, they don't necessarily want to give their vote over to the Democrats anymore because it's been proven that the Democratic Party has not necessarily been one to always care about the well-being of black males or basically the black family construct. All right. So, you know, coupled with the fact that there is an ongoing gender war going on in the black community between black women and black men trying to make the black community become more patriarchal as opposed to the matriarchy that has basically dominated the black community for over the last 50 years and has shown to be a complete failure to black people. That paradigm is starting to change. You see black men actually, you know, taking more concern into not only their economic security, but also the security of their children and their families in the future. And yet the Democratic Party just continues to propagate people that don't necessarily align with that. And who I'm talking about are people like former gubernatorial nominee in Florida, Andrew Gillum. And we're going to get on him later. But, you know, you see people like Kamala Harris getting brought up to the fold, Joe Biden. You know, these are two people that necessarily have not always had the best, you know, have not always had black people in mind, have not always had, you know, the best thoughts of black males. Look at Joe Biden, his 1994 crime bill. That has not necessarily been one that has sat well, you know, within the black community, particularly black men. People like, then you look at Kamala Harris. She has not been someone that has also been so upfront or basically putting forth the well-being of the black families when during her time as attorney general in California, you know, she locked up plenty of black people. So these are two people that have a history of necessarily not showing the best treatment towards black people, in particularly black men. All right. Like I said, the black men are trying to change, you know, this idea or this mindset of the matriarch being control, and that's got to change. So when you have somebody like Kamala Harris, that's not necessarily going to sit well, especially a lady who is what they like to say a swirler, who is not married to a black man. So necessarily she cannot even speak about what's good for the black man and necessarily what's good for the black family, because she does not have one, nor does she necessarily come from a full black family. But, you know, all that to say this, another reason why, you know, black men are definitely going to move out is when you look at this case with, you know, like I said, former Florida gubernatorial candidate Andrew Gillum, you know, who came out as a bisexual. You know, black male voters, like I said, are trying to actually reestablish the patriarch in the black community. They're more concerned with the family construct. And when you propagate a guy like this, a man like Andrew Gillum, who not only cheated on his wife, is a homosexual, whatever he wants to say this by, he's a homosexual. You know, these are basically the antithesis of things that the black man does not want to align himself with any longer. Yet, back when Democrats have been propagating Andrew Gillum as basically being some sort of guy who's going to be next up in Democratic politics. This is not what black men want to see. nor do they want to align themselves with. You know, he's an alcoholic. He suffers from alcoholism in his family, so he has an addictive type of personality trait. You know, cannot keep his mental, he's not stable. You know, this is just things that black men do not want to see in the forefront. With all the stigma that are levied on black men, this is somebody that they do not want. Yet they continue to propagate these people. You see black women on social media hooting and hollering, claiming that this guy, oh yeah, speak your truth. And this goes to show you, like, black men, once again, the black woman, her ally is that homosexual. She loves them. That is her biggest ally. A lot of these liberal black women, their allies are the homosexuals. And this is something that black men do not want to align themselves with. Look at black women. They are actually cheering, liberal black women, not all black women, but the liberal-minded ones. They are cheering for this guy who cheated on his wife. Look at cities like in Atlanta or DC, where STD rates are the highest, HIV highest amongst black women. Why? It's because a lot of these black women are messing with these guys that are on the down low. And this is somebody, Andrew Gillum fits that. He is that. This is something black men do not want to. He's a druggie. He was caught with 2 men in a motel room in Florida. One had a drug overdose. And mind you, these men were not black men. They were white males. And this is somebody that you want to be the forefront of your politics, to be leaders of your community. They clearly don't care. And then he had an interview where he went on to say he was more ashamed of the fact of what people were saying to him online than the act that he committed. He did not even care about his wife. The wife that he vowed to be loyal and faithful to, he cheated on her. He wasn't even upset at the fact that he was messing around. And his wife stood by him. So this goes to show you that there's a lot of sexual degeneracy amongst the Democratic Party that a lot of black men do not want to align themselves with any longer. No longer. And I'm telling you now, if this continues, which the Democratic Party has already sifted out, which is why you see Joe Biden is basically trying to get black male voters because of this whole Andrew Gillum situation. If this continues, I guarantee you Trump will win the election. Easy. Trump only needs a few other voters, more so the black, to sway from the Democratic Party to come on over. Basically, he needs a few bit of the Hispanics. He needs a bit of the pro-choicers, you know, and a lot of those pro-choicers are going to be black people who believe, you know, in that conspiracy that, you know, abortion clinics are genocide towards black people. You know, as soon as he wins some of those people on over, you might as well just seal it, hand seal and deliver the presidency back on over to Trump for another 4 years. You know, you look at people like, what is her name again? She was on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, Angela Stanton. You know, all you need is a few more Angela Stanton Kings, Candace Owens, people of that ilk, you know, coming on over, joining up, clicking up with Trump and them, and it's a wrap. And it will be a wrap from there. He will win the presidency. Already, like I said, black men, their main concern coming this next election is going to be their economic security. Basically, those who are going to be more family oriented, which the Republican Party has already shown to be that, more so than the Democratic Party. And that's it. And of course, you know, issues of police brutality. But when you look at it, a lot of well-placed black men and black men that understand order and respect and not the Pookies and the Ray Ray, I'm not saying that black men don't face discrimination from police. I'm not saying that. But is it at the rate that the Pookies and the Ray Rays face? That is definitely not the case. Definitely not the case. They do not face it at that extreme rate. So they understand that concept. They understand that concept of law and order. And they agree wholeheartedly with a lot of the Republicans on that. A lot of black men do. It's only the Pookies and the Ray Rays that you see that are always having this issue with the police. Not necessarily all black men. Remember that. And they need to erase that stigma that they put on black men, that black men do not adhere to law and order. So I'm telling you, this election is going to be a difference. Black men are definitely going to shift change in this election. If they want to win, Trump has already figured that out. The Republicans are very politically astute. And they're going to win over some votes from the win over some votes from the Democratic Party on over. And it's basically going to be black men, because black men are ready to take back their homes. And tired of seeing crap like this, people like Andrew Gillum, who a lot of black women, liberal black women, was trying to say that this is a face, of black politics, when no, this guy is a degenerate, sexual degenerate. He's a drunk, he's a druggie, and he cheated on his wife. This is not something that you want to propagate and uphold to. All right? But I want to hear what y'all have to say. Like, comment, subscribe down below. I'm out.